to Relish. I'm Alli. I am a nutritionist and a yoga teacher and author of the Smoothie Book. And I'm here to talk to you every week about nutrition topics. This week we're going to be talking about chicken, the food, and we're going to talk about the history, the health benefits, all kinds of interesting things about chicken. And we're going to talk about free range versus conventional, and we're going to do a recipe for Asian chicken wraps, which look so good, and I'm so excited to be having these for dinner tonight. So here we go, and I'm going to check, let's see. All right, just checking the chat. So if you have any questions or comments, please put them in the chat. I love to have a discussion during the show. Okay, so we're going to be talking about chicken today. What is chicken? Well, chicken is a domesticated subspecies of the red jungle fowl, originally from Southeast Asia. And chickens are birds that cannot fly, as we know. Although, if you do have chickens at your house, you know that they can fly a little bit, because sometimes we get chickens flying over fences around our house because we have chickens, our neighbors have chickens, so there are lots of chickens around. So they can fly a little bit, but not long distances. There are over 150 different breeds of chickens around the world, which that's a lot. We have 6 different kinds at our house. We have 7 chickens, 2 of them are the same breed, but all different kinds of chickens out there. We have a yellow chicken. We have a chicken with big furry feathers coming out of the top of her head. We have black and white chickens. We have a all black chicken. So anyway, lots of different chickens out there. But they do come in different colors, sizes, centuries BC. So long time ago. Humans have kept chicken. So anyway, let's just start. So there is a dish called chicken adobo, which is paprika, oregano, vinegar, and it's cooked in a stock. And this is something that is done in Spain, in Latin America, and in the Philippines. So chicken adobo is a really popular chicken dish. In Mexican and Latin American cuisine, there's arroz con pollo, which is chicken and rice. Then American chicken dishes, so many different ones. Beer can chicken, I don't know if you've ever done that. Side of the chicken on the grill, super good. Fried chicken, grilled chicken, of course, chicken marsala, chicken parmesan, chicken salad, chicken or fettuccine alfredo with chicken Caesar. So many different things in the US of making chicken. Then in Indian cuisine, there's butter chicken, there's chicken korma. Chicken korma is super good. You kind of marinate the chicken in a yogurt sauce and then you cook it with other spices afterward. Really good. Italian, there's chicken cacciatore, which is chicken and herbs and onions and sometimes wine. And then there's chicken piccata, one of my favorites. Chicken sauteed with garlic and capers and lemons. Really good. French chicken cuisine, coq au vin, which is chicken and wine with mushrooms, carrots, and onions. Really good, really rich. And in Chinese and South Asian, particularly in Malaysia, cooking, there's clay pot chicken rice. Japanese, there's, I think you call it karag, I think is how you say it, which is a deep fried chicken dish. Korean, there's Korean fried chicken, super good. Lots of African cuisine that cooks chicken. In Mozambique and South Africa region, there's peri-peri, I think, super good. Then there's West African chicken stew, and then there's Ethiopian chicken dish called dorowat, which is stewed chicken cooked with berbera, which is like a really good spice blend, super good. So those are just a few examples of the so many different cuisines that cook chicken. Lots of different good ways. So there we go. So health information, I've got a lot of it because we're going to talk about the different parts of the chicken and how they differ in their nutritional value. So, and health-wise too, depending on the way you prepare the chicken and depending on what part of the chicken you're eating, the health value varies. So we're going to talk about that a little bit. So frying and fried chicken and processed chicken, of course, is going to have less health value for you because there's added fat, added binders and additives and all that kind of stuff. So you want to try to have chicken in its natural form if possible. Okay, so let's talk nutrition information. We're going to talk protein, fat, carb, and iron content of chicken, depending on what part of the chicken you're eating. So chicken breast has about 200 calories. One chicken breast has about 200 calories, 4 grams of fat, 0 carbs, and 37 grams of protein. That is a lot of protein. Good source of protein. And about 7% iron, so that's good too. A chicken thigh has about 280 calories, so it has more calories. 18 grams of fat, so pretty significantly more fat in chicken thighs. 0 grams of carb, 31 grams of protein, and also 7% iron, so that's good too. A chicken wing, so it's gonna be smaller, has 88 calories, 6 grams of fat, 2 grams of carb, which I thought that was interesting, and 5 grams of protein. So significantly less protein, but you're also getting less meat as well, and 2% iron. And then a chicken drumstick has 167 calories and 8 grams of fat, 0. Okay, so that's kind of the overview. So you're gonna get the most protein from chicken breast, and you're gonna get the most calories from chicken thigh, chicken drumstick. So just keeping that in mind, and you're gonna get more iron from chicken breast and chicken thigh. So just pieces of information out there. Okay, so I have 5 pieces of health information for you. All right, so number 1, eating chicken may help build stronger muscles and stronger, healthier bones. I thought that was really interesting. So the lean protein in chicken is a really good source of amino acids. Amino acids are the building blocks of protein, the building blocks of bone, the building blocks of muscles. And that's especially important for us as we get older to eat a good amount of protein. So studies have shown that higher protein intake helps to maintain bone mineral density. So that's really important, especially for us ladies to remember and consider. Number 2, chicken contains tryptophan, which may help boost our moods. So tryptophan, as we know, it's an amino acid. We always talk about that in turkey too, with Thanksgiving and all of that stuff. So they say that tryptophan can help increase our serotonin levels. We know that serotonin is good for our mood. But they say that just eating 1 piece of chicken isn't gonna immediately boost your mood, but they say that it could help over time if you eat a good amount of chicken. Also paired with other factors too. I'm not sure what those are, but it could help with mood boosting. Okay, so nutritionally, and I kind of touched on this already, but chicken is low in fat, mostly if you're eating the chicken breast, and high in protein and high in iron. So we talked about this, but 1 chicken breast has 4 grams of fat, only 1 gram of saturated fat, and we're talking about if you're not eating the skin. To eat a good amount of protein, but if you do eat a high protein diet, like paleo or keto, or just kind of watch your carbs anyway, then chicken is a really good source. Also, if you just want a good balanced diet, if you eat like a Mediterranean type diet, or gluten is a good choice. We eat chicken in our house pretty frequently. Okay, number 4, chicken is rich in B vitamins, including niacin, B6, B12. Those are all really important, especially for energy production, for forming healthy red blood cells, and for our brain health. So those are all good things. And number 5, chicken is a good source of vitamin D. We know that vitamin D is important, especially to help us absorb calcium better and also to strengthen our bones. So that is good to know. So are there risks in eating chicken? Well, if you're vegetarian, you're not gonna eat chicken. But if you do eat chicken, really the only risk is the way you prepare it. You know, you don't want to always have your chicken fried because of all the added fats and, you know, all that stuff. Fried food is not so great for our heart. So really try to stay away from the processed chicken, you know, like frozen foods that have a lot of processed, or like lunch meats, things like that, or just limit it. You know, limiting is good. Moderation is fine. Same with fried chicken. Every once in a while, it's okay. But it's best to eat chicken, you know, straight chicken breast, straight chicken thigh, things like that. Okay, so let's talk about the difference between free range versus conventional chicken. So free range means that the chickens have actually been able to move around outside, get a little exercise, they're not all cramped up in a little coop. And conventional chickens are kept in cages and they're not allowed to move very freely. So, and they're kind of in close quarters. Because they're in close quarters, sometimes that means that they are not the most healthy conditions, and sometimes they might have to have antibiotics, and they're just not as healthy. The chickens aren't as healthy, therefore the meat is not as healthy. So if you have a choice, go for the organic free-range chicken, because the chickens are given organic foods. They can walk around, they're free-flowing in a large area, and they aren't given antibiotics. So if you have the choice, go for organic free range. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is good for your health to do that if you can. Okay, and storage. So refrigerated chicken, not gonna use it, keep it in the freezer. You should keep it in the freezer for a while. So that's kind of the info on chicken. Let's make a really good sounding recipe. Asian chicken wraps, you can find them on relish.com. I'm gonna check our chat. I have it over here. Can you talk about okay, so there we go. I just wanted to make sure everybody could still hear on the chat. Okay, sounds good. I'm live. Great. Let's make some Asian chicken wraps. So first we're gonna make the sauce, which is a peanut ginger sauce. Super excited about that. I have everything out here. So we're gonna start off with peanut butter. If you've watched this show before, you know I love peanut butter. Okay, we're going to do 1/3 of a cup of peanut butter. And we're gonna put this in the little hand blender food processor. It's like a mini food processor. Okay. Which is nice, because especially if you're doing small volumes of food, it works really well. Okay. So we've got peanut butter, then we need 2 tablespoons of soy sauce. We've got that right here. Pour that in. Okay. I'm gonna move the sriracha so we can see. Okay, and 2 tablespoons of honey. So I'm just gonna spoon that in, because you know how honey can get kind of thick in the jar. Okay. I think I'm just gonna do a tablespoon of honey, so we don't want it too sweet. All right. You know, if you've watched the show, that I usually like to make things a little bit less sweet. Okay, a tablespoon of sriracha, so it's gonna have a little kick to it. And I'm just gonna squeeze that in. There we go. And a tablespoon of minced fresh ginger. So I think I minced way more than a tablespoon, so I'm just gonna do the actual tablespoon that it says. We don't want it to get too crazy. And a tablespoon of fresh lime juice. Got that right here. Pour it in. I think this sauce would be really good for lots of different sandwiches. I'm gonna keep this recipe on hand. Okay, we're gonna put the lid on. We've got the top right here. And we are going to blend this up. And I have some water on the side too, just in case it gets a little bit too thick. Sometimes it's good to add a little bit of water. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah, that's gonna be good. Okay, let's check on the consistency. Oh yeah, that's looking good. Looking good. I'm just gonna, it's always good to kind of scrape down the sides just to be sure that we got everything. Okay, and we will do one more quick blend. All right, ready, set, go. Okay. Oh yeah, that looks really, really nice. You know, I'm gonna add just a little bit of water, just a little bit. It's a pretty good consistency, but I know that we're gonna be stirring, we're gonna coat the chicken with that, so I want it to be just a little bit thinner. Okay, yeah, that looks really good. Here, I'm gonna come show you. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we are going, so then you chop the chicken, you saute it in some olive oil. I already did that because I knew that we would be short on time. So I have a dish here. And it says to cut it in, got it nice and brown and crispy. All right, I'm gonna turn this on because we're gonna be sauteing one more thing after this. Okay, and then we're gonna spoon the sauce over the chicken. We're gonna save some of the sauce as well. But let's see. We're gonna spoon a little bit of it to coat the chicken so it's nice and flavored. There we go. And we'll just let that sit. Let that soak up the flavor a little bit. Yum. Okay. All right, so we've got chicken with the peanut sauce. And then we're gonna use the rest of the peanut sauce to put on the wrap. So it's very flavorful. Very, very flavorful. Okay, I don't think we need this bowl. Now, you use the same pan that you used to saute the chicken, and we're gonna put, so the recipe calls for broccoli slaw, edamame, carrots, and green onion. Saute that all together. So, I'm gonna pour a little bit more oil in. You can use any kind of oil that you like. I've been really liking to use peanut oil, but those of you that don't eat peanuts, you can always use olive oil, canola oil, any kind of oil. And we're just gonna saute the slaw. So the purple cabbage, the onions, green onions, the carrots. This is already looking super good. But you know, you don't, if you wanted to keep it raw, you could do that too. You know, whatever your flavor profile is that you like, that works. That works. So we're gonna add a little bit more oil. I don't know if you can hear it sizzling, but it is looking good. I think this would be really good with the broccoli slaw too. But purple cabbage is so pretty. I thought that that would be nice too. So there we go. All right, here we are. Sauteed cabbage, carrots, green. Okay. This mixed with the chicken, it's gonna be so good. Okay, while that's cooking, I'm gonna move the chicken over here and we're gonna prep the tortilla. So it calls for a whole wheat tortilla. This is gonna be a really great, well, we're gonna have it for dinner, but it would be really good for lunch. So many good options of when to have this wrap. Okay, so you take the peanut sauce and you just coat the inside of the wrap, the tortilla, with the sauce. Then, okay, Looks really, really good. All right, I'm gonna turn that off. And we're gonna spoon a few pieces of chicken into the wrap. And if you're vegetarian, you can totally make this without the chicken. And just use the peanut sauce to coat the vegetables. I think that would be really good too. Okay, and you spoon a little bit of the slaw over the chicken. Yum. And then top it with some cilantro. We've got fresh cilantro here. That's it. That's it. So if you like edamame too, you can add that. I don't eat a whole lot of soy. And then we're gonna put the two corners in together and roll this up. That looks really nice. I'm gonna cut it in half so you can see how good it looks. Okay, because that's like the best part. Oh yeah, that looks good. Doesn't that look really good? All right, there we go. Asian chicken wraps. Thank you so much for joining the show today. I'll see you again next week. Have a great day. Talk to you all soon. Bye.